On Funniest Pets and People, birds of a feather locked together. A guy springs into fall. A dog has nothing but cats on his mind. A pooch and a turkey play chicken. A car pulls in for a spit stop. So sit back and get comfy, because we're gonna pull off some amazing TV. It's the show that will have you sit, stay, laugh, and beg for more. Welcome to Funniest Pets and People. When you think back, you'll remember these clips as good times. The cat had figured the mouse had built a fancy hole, complete with running water. So he would be back, and the cat had nothing but time. Old Farmer Mouse is going off on his tractor to check the crops. Don't tell him you can't grow cheese.
TV, as you can see. He loves TV. Big screen's his favorite. Here he is. But we try to keep him from it, watch what happens.
Now, if you really want to stop your doggie from watching TV,
It's enough TV.
we have one foolproof suggestion. It's called the off switch. Hey, doggies. Oh, this is cute. It seems little Gus just isn't getting anywhere. But that's where you're wrong. Because he's not trying to work out. He's trying to get on the show. Well done, Gus. Well done. Next time they share a malt, you gotta remember to get 3 straws. The first and last day of Wally's career as an escape artist. Who doggy? Talk about a happy little boy. First, he thought he was repairing a toilet. And then he wound up running through the sprinkler. It's Funniest Pets and People Unleashed. It's amazing what a good glass polisher this cat is. What glass, you ask? Exactly. Boy, with these dubbed foreign clips, you really lose something in the translation, don't you? We do not fear you, imperialist pig. Honey, I'm just gonna clean up. Oh, would you get the broom? I gotta finish cleaning off the roof. It's kind of dirty. Honey, if I'm I gotta hold the hose bit off for the love of my... Wait a minute. I'm good. Oh, God. I'm good.
This is Becky and Boxy. They already have been together for 6 years. And Goldie still thinks and takes care of him like it's his own baby.
It was a brilliant plan on the part of the dog. Distract everyone by licking the bunny, and no one will notice you're on the couch.
I'm gonna lick the bunny.
Oh, this little boy really loves his dad. No ifs, ands, or headbutts about it. That's right. Someone needs to warn Ronald. That first step's a doozy. Now the Johnsons understood why the zoo had such a cheap ticket price. The guests had to feed the animals.
I think I got one over here. Oh, I do. Wild song is after me.
Snowball's owner was starting to get suspicious about whether there even really was a holiday called Cat Appreciation Day.
Are you the racehorse known as Bobblehead Horsey? I figured.
Hey, Jazz.
Coming up, the world-famous Documentaries. And some fight fans get to see a real cage match. When we return to Funniest Pets and People. Welcome back to Funniest Pets and People. Heads up, it's feathered fun. After a wing tuck, beak bleaching, and feather extensions, it was time for Margot to see her new self on Extreme Bird Makeover.
Oh my God! I am so beautiful! That can't be me. I'm just so... Oh, thank you! Thank you!
After the goose had muscled in on the feed bag one too many times, the goat finally put his foot down.
New TV.
After seeing this video, Bob felt just awful about yelling at his neighbor for dinging his car. You You know, it's kind of weird, but everything rolls off a duck's back. Except ducks.
Whoa, careful, Bracken.
It was right about now that Larry was really regretting his decision not to fly south for the winter. I could have been in Boca. How'd I get a scarf? I'm a duck. The bird had a lot of questions. A, what was his twin doing trapped inside that thing? And B, what was that thing? When we're alone, who among us has not sung in front of the mirror for hours? Or just me? Oh. Next clip. I said next clip. Despite repeated rehearsals, Mrs. McCardle's 5th grade class just couldn't get it right. It was Fiddler on the Roof. Work time's over. It's playtime. The cat and dog agreed. If they wanted to get along better, they would have to have a meeting of the minds. But this didn't seem to be helping. Tired of getting broken into when robbers toss your dog a steak? Go for the latest in cutting-edge personal security. HDT, Home Defense Turkeys. We employ the greatest defense weapon there is, the element of surprise. Most criminals laugh when a turkey comes at them. Moments later, they're in handcuffs crying. Home Defense Turkeys. Take a gobble at a crime. Those prankster pups thought spreading the itching powder on their owners' chairs would be really funny. It wasn't until later they regretted doing it with their faces. Now we know why the Johnsons keep saying the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's 'cause it is. These laughs write themselves. They're self-sufficient. Without the drum roll and the curtain around him, the great Escapini was a far less impressive act. This crafty cat spends a good hour figuring out how to operate this door handle so he can run around like crazy exploring the other room. When it suddenly dawns on him, nah, I'm lazy. I'm a cat. Welcome back to This Dog's Kitchen. Today, we're going to look at easy and quick homemade oatmeal cookies. First, prepare the work area by spreading a towel for crumbs. Next, open the oven. And finally, climb up and grab a homemade oatmeal cookie. Quick, like a bunny, before you get caught. Coming up, a cha-cha becomes a boo-boo. And a preschool pile-up. When we return to Funniest Pets and People. Welcome back to Funniest Pets and People. How can we say it simply? This is fun! An alligator taxi seems like a neat idea. But you better not forget to give him a tip. You'd think 3 years old was too young for a mosh pit. But these kids grow up fast nowadays. This kid isn't uncoordinated. He's just trying to meet that little insurance lizard. Here we go with the traditional tossing of the bouquet. And which of these lucky ladies is getting married next? Apparently, the one with a ladder. You know, you really got to give the Le Cat Day Spa credit. I mean, they figured out how to pamper a cat with a mud bath when we all know cats hate water. The klutzy waiter bit gave everyone a good laugh. Until he served the chocolate fondue. Now wipe that phony grin off your face. It's fakers. If you think this is a surprising yet disturbing image, stick around to see that calf's face when the udder pops. We We thought it was a whole bunch of malarkey. But that meditation bear thing really works. You really can't consider yourself a tough doggy when you pick a fight with a stuffed animal. And lose. Coming up, the 3 Doggy Night Reunion Tour. When we return to Funniest Pets and People. Welcome back to Funniest Pets and People. These guitar players tried to have Wally accompany them on the drums, but he kept burying the sticks. See y'all next time.